What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you today with the Elemental Hero deck that I used in my recent duel video against the Insectors. So if you haven't seen that duel video yet, make sure you go ahead and check out the links down here at the bottom of the screen. They'll take you over to those rounds. You can kind of watch that video, come on back, and then take a look at this deck profile. Now, I just did a recent Elemental Hero deck profile for the deck that I took to the 100th YCS, so I'm not going to go too in-depth into this E-Hero deck. It's extremely similar to that one. This one is just kind of a more focused Bubbleman beat deck that I use for the duel videos, just to kind of change it up and try something a little bit different. The deck I took to the YCS was a similar Bubbleman beat, just had a little more techie cards, a little bit more of a toolbox element to it. This one is just kind of a straight Bubbleman beat. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So for our monsters, we of course got Stratos, our 3 copies of Elemental Hero Bubbleman, and then our 3 copies of Neos Alius. Pretty standard, just the 7-card monster lineup for this one. For spells, we're playing our 3 copies of Pot of Duality, 1 the Warrior Returning Alive, 1 copy of Rhoda, 1, 2, 3 copies of Emergency Call, 3 copies of Miracle Fusion, 3 copies of Gemini Spark, just 1 mass change this time around. Some people don't like mass change in the Bubbleman beat, but I still think it works out pretty well. It gives you that extra element of surprise. I like being able to have the option to go into Acid or any of my mass heroes, whatever one may be needed at the time. 3 Bubbleman I think always make mass change live. And, going from, 0 to, Acid can do devastating effects to your opponent's field, so I still think it's a good option. From there, we, of course, got our 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. Just playing 1 copy of Super Polymerization main deck. For a Bubbleman beat, I think just 1 is fine. If I had a little bit more hero options in there, a little bit more techie cards, I might try to go ahead and go for a second one. And then just rounding off Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole. And that'll do it for our spell lineup. Okay, so for traps, we're playing the Solemn Brigade, 2 copies of Torrential, 2 copies of Hero Blast, 2 copies of Fiendish Chain, 1 Compulsory, and then just 1 skill drain in the main deck. A lot of people prefer 2 or maybe even 3 in the main deck, but I think in this case, in this deck, I kind of like having just 1 so that if I need to go live with my Elemental Hero, the Shining, he can still be the mighty beefy attacker to get around stuff for Dark World decks and whatnot, that he's just still really strong. It's just kind of a personal preference, a personal choice. I always can side into the other skill drains, but for the main deck, I like just the 1. And that's going to do it for traps. So I think the extras deck is still pretty much the same. We got 1 Number C39 Utopia Ray, 1 Number 39 Utopia itself, and then 2 Blade Armor Ninja for our Exceed monsters. For our fusions, we've got 2 Shinings, 2 copies of Absolute Zero, our Nova Master, Great Tornado, and Elemental Hero Gaia. And then I'm still playing the Acid, Vapor, Dian, and Goka combo for our mass change, just to give me the full option of heroes available to me. And that's going to round up the extra deck. So there you have it, YouTube. This is the Bubbleman Hero Beat deck that I use in the recent duel videos against Insectors. In the comment section below, make sure you let me know what you think of my deck build, what you would do to kind of change it up, what you think I could do to improve it, all that kind of wonderful stuff. And I guess that's it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.